Ladies and gentlemen, if you are sitting in the arena and you inform or you are using the following card registration, please keep your radio way down to the street email, please. Please next to the Livingston bench. HT16WCC, that's HT16WCC. Second card RJ66YSC, RJ66YSC. Third card NM04SVA, NM04SVA, and the final card NG11TXX, NG11TXX. If you could make your way down to the corner of the Cheshire Phoenix 2 left, please, and have a word with the podium. Thank you. Welcome to the Eagles Community Arena and a brand new BBL season. Tonight's match sponsors are Cheshire. We're doing something very, very special tonight to celebrate amazing 10 years of support from Cheshire. Huge thank you to all of them for being here tonight and all of their support over the years. We're doing something very special straight after team introductions. So, for the first time this season, let's get into them. Angie, over to Howard. You see the clock is counting down. The 2019-2020 season is just about to start here in the northeast of here at your Eagles Community Arena. What a Please turn your attention to the legal team bench and welcome your backroom staff, Team Physio, Alex Cargo, Team Management, Nick Harper, and Eric Wilson. Your assistant coach, Mr. Dave Hollister, and your new head coach, Mr. Ian McCall. And we're ready to welcome Swoop BBL. He wears number 0 from Virginia Uni, 6'9", sponsored by Mercury Bay. Please welcome John Mitchell! Accompanied by Matthew. Turn our attention back to the team bench. He will wear number 1 from Virginia Military Institute, 5'11". Rodney Glasgow Jr. He wears number 2, Corsan, 6'6". Welcome Mike Marcel. Accompanied by Jim. Again, your attention to the team bench. He will wear number 4. Jason Page, local player, 5'10", Kemba Evantu. Sponsored by Jason Page. He will wear number 9. He is sponsored by Jason Page. At 6'3", Sola Pendy. Accompanied by William. And he will wear number 10 very shortly. He's with Floridos coming out of France. He stands at 6'3". He is sponsored by the Hunter family. Please give a great welcome. 7A Ellen Hassan.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2019-20 season of British Basketball League. And we start tonight with a BBL North Cup game between the Esh Group Eagles Newcastle and the Cheshire Phoenix. This tonight is a special occasion for the Eagles as they are celebrating 10 years of their sponsorship by Esh Group. And there was a nice presentation before the teams, just after the teams were introduced, to celebrate that event. My name's Jeff King. I'm back with you for the third season, and alongside me as usual I've got Dave Eldigan, and I know, Dave, you're really looking forward to this game tonight.
Oh, good evening, everybody. Eagles v Phoenix always throws up some unexpected excitement, and of course we have to go a long way back in time to register the first time that Fab Flanoy led the team out. Obviously no longer with us tonight. The success comparison over the years massively in favour of the Eagles, but I can't remember the days before that when Cheshire were capable of clean sweep. So by no means at all is this going to be an easy game for the Eagles. And of course the tributes will continue to keep flying in for the departed coach. We wish him all the very best with his time with the Toronto Raptors, but everybody at the ECA, maybe except for the Cheshire people, will be obviously wishing McLeod all the best for the coming season. So we're looking forward to an intriguing game tonight. Coach news a little bit disappointing for the Eagles, as you probably heard there, but obviously this is very early in the season, and time will tell how this season is going to work out.
And we've already had some very interesting team news before we even tipped the first ball. The Eagles already without Sadeh Hussein, who got injured in pre-season, will also have to play tonight's game without two players who they thought might possibly even start. Number one, Rodney Glasgow Jr. qualifies to play for the Eagles by virtue of a British passport, but unfortunately the powers that be have seen fit not to get that passport sorted out in time, so he will not be taking part in tonight's game. And similarly, Nick Schlitzer, the guy from America with an Italian passport. Now there's no problems with Rodney's passport, but his international clearance was sent through quite some time ago from Iceland, and the Eagles thought all the required paperwork was with Basketball England, but they were shocked to find out today that Nick Schlitzer hadn't been registered by Basketball England, so he will also not be available today. So the Eagles looking as if they may only have 7 or possibly 8, because there's also a doubt over Sorbet Kande, who they signed yesterday, a local lad, only 17-year-old, and apparently his BBL registration hasn't come through yet. So the Eagles struggling an awful lot, and they have to play a totally different way to the way they've been practicing, because they've only got 7 players and can't afford to get into foul trouble. Interestingly enough, Cheshire seem to have gone the other way. We heard a lot earlier in the week that Cheshire had a lot of injuries and there could be a lot of people down, but actually Montel McRae, the 6'10" American, he actually arrived yesterday, so he's on the bench, but won't start. But everybody else seems to be fit for Cheshire apart from Karim Moulin, the Frenchman. The ball's about to be tipped by referee MacDonald. It's Mitchell and Hayes going up for the tip. Hayes for Cheshire, Mitchell for Newcastle. Mitchell wins his first tip of the season. He gets it to 4 Clients Fletcher. And I think the 24 seconds clock hasn't started. I also think we've got a bit of a technical issue here because Dave and I can't hear each other, unfortunately. So you'll have to try and bear with us as we get through. Opening night jitters, Dave. Opening night jitters, I say.
Technical issues, Jeff. Technical issues. Sorry, I'm unable to pick you up at the moment.
We'll have to try and resort to some hand signals. As I say, Cheshire, who was talking to the managing director James Price before the game, they've pushed the boat out this year for their roster, and they're very confident that they've got a roster that could challenge right the way up there at the top, and they're particularly looking forward to seeing how Parker Jackson Cartwright, this electric 5'11" point guard from Arizona University, goes. We've heard a lot of very good things about Jackson Cartwright. Well, welcome to the BBL, Jackson Cartwright. Eagles.
Don't need to be connected to recognise the start that we've made there. Terrific high post play from Darius Flo. Great backup from Ramon Fletcher, and he's going to get the bonus from the charity strike.
Jackson Cartwright's first contribution in the score chart is a foul. Fletcher makes yard 1, and that's 3 up to the Eagles off the first play. So here's Jackson Cartwright doing what we're expecting to be doing most this season. He'll be very, very quick. Guarded by Fletcher, no doubt about that. Finds up Chevera. Oh, stolen by Eagles, and it's Fletcher again. There's Fletcher, 5 points in the first 30 seconds. Eagles being in business. Eagles going with Mitchell, Morcell, the fours and forwards. Fletcher and Glasgow as the point guard. Jalen Hayes going to the basket, juggles that one. Darius Defoe comes up with the ball. He finds Fletcher. Fletcher coming forward now. He could take the 3, and he knocks down the 3. And we're off and running, and I think we can now hear each other, David.
Yeah, we can, yeah. Obviously, terrific start from the Eagles. Ramon Fletcher taking charge straight from the start. Good to see.
Walker Jackson Cartwright tries to reply with a 3, misses it. There's Martinovic going to the basket. Floater is no good. Rebound taken by Big John Mitchell. Fletcher gives it to Lasker. Lasker to Defoe. Defoe from the corner. There's another 2-point start, and that's a timeout called straight away by Coach Ben Thomas as the Eagles rush into it. 10-0 lead after less than a minute and a half here.
Yeah, well, I think they recognise that we did not got the defence organised at all. The 2 new guys, the 2 Mikes for the Eagles have fitted in really well from the start, but of course Fletcher's been totally dominant so far, and the other thing as well is they're just not recognising where the Eagles have taken away the passing lanes.
So again, talking to Coach Ben Thomas before the game, he's pretty optimistic as well. And but of course, obviously after a minute and a half, 10-0 is nothing in basketball. It can be easily turned back around, but the Eagles are going to be delighted with this start.
Argentina said that in the FIBA World Cup, but actually it was a difficult start for them. And they made a few runs, but they never truly recovered. And obviously, this is a little bit surprising in the sense that obviously Eagles a little bit short-handed with the issues they've had with registration and so on, but absolutely they've made the dominant start.
We'll see what Cheshire can come up with after that timeout. Deja's come on, Martinovic is there, Louis Sayers, Jalen Hayes, and Mike Ocharobia. I did ask Mike before the game how he pronounced his name. I'm sure he did say Ocharobia, and that's what I'm going to go with. If it's wrong, I do apologise to everybody else.
That's how I'm reading it, Jeff. It sounds like just like it's spelled.
Once again, referee's whistle. Not sure that the clock started.
So have I got this right, Jeff? Did they make a switch there in that time? How did Sayers come on? Because I don't think he started.
I think Sayers did start. I'm not sure if the Deja started. We didn't quite get the starters because of the technical issues that we had before. But Sayers is certainly on now, and also is Luffy Deja. In fact, to be honest, Cheshire have got all four of the guys who brought back last year are on the court at the moment. The only new guy is Ocharobia. That was the reason why Walker Jackson Cartwright did start, and he's come back on now. Louis Sayers has gone back to the bench. Sorted out. Hayes gives it in to Ocharobia. Jackson Cartwright. Yeah, the clock's gone off again. A lot of problems here.
Technical issues. I mean, I think you obviously I missed a lot of what you said in the warm-up, but you did tell me before the game that I think quite highly of the guard Parker and Jackson Cartwright. That's obviously shared by the Eagles in the way Fletcher's over guarding it.
Well, apparently he's made a very, very big impression, and playing in Arizona. Obviously a very, very good college. But he actually started there as well, so not necessarily a big point scorer, but 4.5 assists a game. In college basketball is a very good number. He's certainly be interesting to see that. Usual as well, of course, to see two players out there with eyeglasses on as well with Otrivia and Johnson Cartwright. Eagles wearing a very natty strip there, I think, to celebrate the 10 years of the Ashbrook sponsorship. The nice green flashes there. I have been assured it's only a one-off kit, so I'm sure that will be going up for auction to get some money on it. But it is very fetching.
I share the green.
A few of the Eagles fans are thinking it might be worth keeping it, but I know what they have done, the Eagles' new kit this year, is it incorporates the actual front side of the new arena. It's in a gold colour. It does look very smart indeed. No doubt we'll see that one next week when we take on the Glasgow Rocks, who the Eagles actually play on Sunday.
I mean, just back to what we've seen so far tonight. I mean, in just over a minute and a half of action, 10 points is impressive in any situation, but to keep your opponent scoreless, it's absolutely a dream where you would like to start the season. But you know, with obviously coach in the cloud taking over, he will want to put his own style of play in. Nothing I saw dramatic in the two pre-season games I saw. I missed the first one against the Team USA. But there certainly was an emphasis on pushing out your defence high, pressuring high, and trying to take away all the passing lanes, even where you're coming a little bit off the help side on the weak side as well. That bridge gives them a chance to organise some play that gets them on the scoreboard.
Jackson Cartwright sets it up, guarded by Drew Lasker. Jalen Hayes comes to the top to set the screen. Jackson Cartwright tries to turn the corner, finds Hayes. He uses it for the Jeju, he's going to shoot the three. Right on the buzzer, didn't make it, but Ocho Rivera took the rebound. Gives it back to Jackson Cartwright.
The clock is going down again for them.
Going against John Mitchell, but John Mitchell gets a good body in that and takes the rebound off the missed shot.
Interesting to see Mitchell there looking for the early outlet, so clearly he's a guy who's skilled in transition offense.
And there's a fantastic play from Darius Defoe. Spins round Jalen Hayes and manages to get his shot off, and he's fouled by Hayes in the act of shooting. The ball drops through the basket, and Darius Defoe will go to the line for an extra shot. Eagles up 12 to zip now. So there might be new players on both sides, but Eagles 12 points coming from Fletcher and Defoe.
All 12?
All 12. And if Darius Defoe sinks this one, which he doesn't, it would have been 30. So here's Jackson Cartwright again, he finds Tinovich. Tinovich, the league's best shooter last year from three-point range. 48%, and we made 90 during the season from three-point range. Here goes Jalen Hayes, he can shoot the three as well. That one was over Darius Defoe, that gets the Phoenix off and run from the corner.
Well, that would be just the move they needed, because before that it was the point guard having to go 1-on-5 because he simply couldn't find any easy passes anywhere.
Darius Defoe's shot's just too long. John Mitchell trying to go in there for the rebound.
I think Mitchell's got a point there.
Yeah, I think so, but he'll have to learn very quickly that the BBL referees don't change their mind.
Yeah. He's losing his argument, but I think it was a good point he made there. He pressured him quite well. I was interested in the way he took the rebound in that last Cheshire Phoenix attack. He was really quickly want to get that ball out and get the Eagles in transition.
Just came in last week, but he's had a full week of practice, so should be settled well in now. Of course, obviously Eagles practice line-up type being disrupted by the fact that Schlitzer and Glasgow can't play, but there's great hands by Darius Defoe deflecting the ball away.
I mean, looking ahead to when Rodney Glasgow does step on the floor, from what I saw in pre-season, Jeff, we could be looking at a real dynamic duo in the backcourt.
Well, obviously that's what the Eagles were hoping for. Glasgow went played against Fletcher in Slovakia, so they were both looking. There's Mike Russell making a powerful move to the basket, but good work by Lucas, who steals the ball under the basket, but the Eagles get it back. nearly get it back. Here's Ocho and it goes for 2. It's scrappy.
I mean, the previous one was a long-range 3 after 2 or 3 passes, but that's the first real look they've had. It's been close in and fairly easy.
It's Lasker now. Eagles looking to move. 2 big guys in the centre. Nice pass from Fletcher to Defoe. Defoe can't make the layup though. Cheshire on a 5-0 run. Taps and Cartwright through the middle of the key. Gives it to Tinovich. Tinovich tries to shoot the 3 and he's stolen by Drew Lasker. 36-year-old starting tonight. His 16th BBL season, I believe it is.
His hands look to me just as quick as they were when he first came in the league.
If anything, he's probably fitter now with his own training company. Once again, looks like the shot clocks are off.
Yeah, it would be nice to think that Drew's shaken off the issues he had with in his legs last year, because it did affect his performance towards the end of the season. But as you say, he looked pretty fresh, pretty fit, and really, really good example there of how important quick hands are when you play defense. We talk about quick feet, but you really also need quick hands.
It's been obviously a bit of a disjointed start with the technical issues with the shot clock and one thing and another. I think I'm not sure what's happened there though. It looks as if Coach Ben Thomas is asked to speak to some of the referees are consulting with the table. I think the Cheshire Phoenix wanted to make a substitution and it didn't take place.
The biggest issue here that I see the Phoenix face, Jeff, and we're in a great position up here on the balcony, slightly behind their offense, is to where to initiate it. I think Parker Jackson Cartwright at the moment is really struggling with where he should be initiating this offense. And I think maybe the big guy, Ocho Rebo's got to probably make himself a little bit more available in that high post area, which will take away a lot of the overplay that the Eagles are doing defensively at the moment.
Ocho Rubio is actually carrying a little bit of an injury, and they are a bit concerned about him, particularly with Montel McCrae just flying in yesterday morning. Apparently he's only had half an hour's training with the team. But Ben Thomas said, if I have to throw him in, I have to throw him in. After all, we've paid him his money, and that's what he's here for, to play. So we will expect to see Montel McCrae at some stage tonight. But at the moment, 5:53 in.
Of course, the two new guys, the two new Americans, the two Mikes. Obviously, Mike Morcell is much more familiar with the way things go. I think he's been in, what, 2-3 weeks maybe now?
He's been in an extra week over Mitchell.
Yeah. That's big when you know, especially as McLeod's taking advantage of now the fact that the Eagles have got their own arena, they can book, they can plan their own schedule for training times and so on. My apologies. Mr. Mitchell is obviously his first name is John.
Yeah, actually, you know, want to pay tribute myself to Fab Tenoy, a guy who gave me a fantastic opportunity to get into the background of basketball, and probably one of the reasons why I'm sitting here today. Wish him all the best at Toronto. But the crowd, very much his own man, and he's already changed the training schedule around. With conjunction with the players, as Fletcher turnover goes in for 2. I said the double figures already, and the players have responded really well to McLeod, and he's got a lot of respect. So we'll have to see how that one goes. As obviously, you know, it still seems very strange being around the EC in these days with no Fab Tenoy around. Jackson Cartwright tried to put that ball into Jalen Hayes, was well guarded by Darius Defoe. The ball ran out over the end line. It's another Eagles ball. Turnover certainly the key early on here.
Well, nearly halfway through this first quarter, Eagles defense absolutely in control of this game.
Moving screen from John Mitchell. That's his first foul.
I think just checking with Coach McLeod as to what he did wrong, or maybe checking with the official, but
I think he's checking with Coach McLeod. This is the one thing the Eagles probably were worried about with Big John. Big John literally could be a bit foul for the field. His shots right up his. That's going to be a foul on Ramon Fletcher. Jackson Cartwright turned the corner. 2 fouls to each now.
In an ideal world, Jeff, a lot of these problems must be sorted out in pre-season, but it's very difficult. You've identified one guy who just stepped off the plane, you've identified another one who's only been here a week, so really, in some ways, this is like an extension of pre-season for both these teams. That's
one of the things Ramon Fletcher was saying to me earlier this week. It feels as it was a little bit like there's Fletcher dishing wasn't off, and there's John Mitchell's first basket for the Eagles. He put the score to 16-7 there, and one Fletcher felt as it was still felt a little bit like pre-season, but he said when he sees the full crowd out there and gets into the game, he feels it will probably be more. Oh, that's a nice move by Jackson Cartwright all the way to the basket. Mike Russell challenged the shot well though, so Jackson Cartwright couldn't make it. He has Hayes from the top for 3. That's his second 3 of the game.
He seems to be the go-to man from the perimeter, but of course we all know Latinovic can knock those long-range shots down as well. Clearly, sign so far that Parker Jackson Cartwright is a think pass first guy.
It's a good move to the basket by Mitchell, but he couldn't lay it in. It was a great quick break from Cheshire Phoenix. And that's laid home by Latinovic. Nice pass from Jackson Cartwright. We're back within 4, 16-12. Phoenix seem to be sorting their offense out at the moment.
Certainly the last 2 minutes have been everything been going their way a little bit better.
Russell hasn't really got into the game at all at the moment. He finds Mitchell inside. Mitchell's up, and that's another missed shot. Asking for the foul. There's Darius DeFord, and a great steal by Darius DeFord. Fletcher finds Mitchell. There's the first dunk of the season from John Mitchell. He's promised a lot of those. He certainly got up there and smashed that one down after Darius DeFord stole it. And Fletcher found him beautifully.
Clearly at the moment the Phoenix coach is more interested in getting onto the officials, and obviously something's really upsetting because his eyes haven't been on the last 2 sets of plays at all.
He's known for challenging referees, Ben Thomas, and certainly has grown into the role as a BBL head coach. Tinovic goes out, Deja comes in. What has happened, in case people didn't realise before, is that there was a lot of problems with the shot clock on the basket, and they've now turned those off, and we're using the shot clocks which are on the 3 Eagles scoreboards now to judge the time, and obviously the 24-second shot clock. The shot clocks on the basket have been turned off, and we're using the scoreboards. As Jackson Cartwright finds Hayes going for 3 again. That's 3 from 3-point range from Jalen Hayes. He's a 41% shooter last year, 3 from 3-point range, and he's certainly a 100% shooter at the moment. There's Drew Lasker going driving to the basket, and he's fouled. By number 9, Deja.
I mean, I think he come in part way during the season last year.
Jalen Hayes.
Yeah,
he came in December,
pretty much straight away with his 40% plus 3-point shooting, and 3 for 3 tonight. Certainly in the swing of things.
Certainly an advantage if you've got somebody who's 6'7" who can shoot the 3. It's Lasker at the line. First one is good. Second one, wipes his feet, but drops down. As Mike Macharobia comes back in. Jalen Hayes takes a step out. Obviously must be a coaching thing because he's knocked down 2 threes very quickly, but I guess everybody needs a break. The other coach
still wanted to get his arm tied in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's a good point. Jackson Cartwright and Fletcher face up yet again. Louis Sayers. Nice pass inside to Montel McRae, who's come on as well. It's going to be another foul on the floor for Ramon Fletcher. That's his second foul already.
I think one clear instruction that's gone out to the Phoenix is what Chirobi is going to work and try and get Darius DeFord sealed under the basket. He did it perfectly there, but out the perimeter players weren't even looking at it.
2 fouls for Ramon Fletcher, and he has to take a seat, having scored 10 points. Eagles can't afford Eddie Matthew comes on to take his place, and presumably Drew Lasker will move to take over the guarding duty.
I'm sure we'll be going for the same type of play again.
Cartwright gets right in, flips the ball out. Great hands from Mike Marcel though. Once again though.
I thought that was a turnover, but obviously clearly that was a deflection from an Eagles player. Yeah, Ocherobi starting high, then he's rolling to the basket as quick as he can. There he is again, though, trying to seize Darius. But great hands from Darius Defoe.
Lasker comes away, gives it to Kai Williams, who's also come on. Nicking Mike Marcel. It's going to be a foul, pushing it back by Lufideju on Marcel as he tried to turn.
First thoughts I had about Mike Marcel, Jeff, in the pre-season warm-up against Worcester, was how much he liked to work to get that ball mid-range on the wing and then fake and go left to basket. I thought he did that quite effectively. And then against Sharks, he's knocking down threes.
Carl Williams' first shot is off, but that's a great offensive rebound by Marcel. And tipped in, I think, by Darius Defoe.
Ben's really going after the official, isn't he? He's clearly not happy about something. Do you think he was knocking the ball away? Now he's been warned about the technique. I think he was contesting that the Eagles players should have been warned about the technique.
Well, the Eagles players were warned about knocking the ball away, and so I think that's a bit of a. Oh, we've had a stop-start because of the shot clock. Now we're having stop-starts with the referee's whistles. It's a lot of players looking a little bit confused. I don't even think that was a foul call. Yeah.
There's a lot of contact, but I don't think there's anything at all that should be called at this extent.
That foul was called on Eddie Matthew and his good friend Louis Sayers. Cartwright Jackson, Cartwright. I knew I'd get that one at some stage. He tried to bail up Joshua Robia. Darius Defoe came up with a steal. Kai Williams looking for a pass, gives it to Mike Marcel. Marcel driving at the basket. It's a long way out, but he gets it in off the glass. 2 points to Marcel as he drives to the basket.
That was the first concept I got of his game when he played against Worcester.
There's Jackson Cartwright blew past the Eagles defence there. It's down to himself, his first points of the game. 24-17 Eagles lead with 1:15 to go in the first quarter. As I say, it's been a bit of a stop-start first quarter, but first game of the season. That was a good pass from Darius Defoe, but Eddie Matthew failed to gather it. Here's Jackson Cartwright going hard again. Lovely pass to Osher Rubia, who was trailing the ball away, and he lays it in for 2. Phoenix back within 5.
For the purists who are looking for coaching situations, that was a fantastic trail. Typical rim-to-rim trail by the big guy.
Marcel going hard against Lutinovich, steps back, knocks down 2 points again, Mike Marcel. 26-19 Eagles. This boy Jackson Cartwright may see a lot of minutes and a lot of the ball there this season. Lutinovich, nice fake, good 2-point shot, but it's off. And it's going to be a foul on Darius Defoe, I believe, under the basket, challenging Osher Robia.
So with this little bit of change of emphasis here by the Phoenix, I think the guy who's going to be really busy on defense is Darius, because Ocherobi is really working hard to get a steal on him.
That's the first free throw down. Where the penalties, 2 free throws. It's the second as well. 2 from 2, 26-21. Cartwright hustling. Drew Lasker all the way down the court. Lasker gives it to Kai Williams, to Marcel. Eagles trying to set something up. I would say they look just a little bit disjointed here, Dave, the Eagles. Oh my word! Marcel just threw up a prayer and it dropped in.
Isn't that what you normally call a circus shot?
Well, normally I would, but I think that one was a prayer roll.
I think that Eagles made a dream start. I mean, to sum up this, I think very simply, Eagles made a dream start. Cheshire really struggled to get any sort of rhythm at all in their offence. Halfway through the quarter, they started to look a little bit more like they'd got it. I thought Asharibi was doing a good job, but the Cheshire perimeter players have got the note when he's got Darius sealed under the basket, because I think he showed in that trail he's got good soft hands when he can get him the ball around the basket.
Just looking at the quick look at the scores there, obviously that 2-point circus, rare shot, whatever you want to call it, from Mike Marcel, took him to 6 points. Ramon Fletcher leads the Eagles with 10 points, and Darius Defoe also has 6 points. For Cheshire, Jalen Hayes 3 from 3 from the 3-point line. He's got 9 points. Osher Robier, he has 6 points. Martinovich has 4.
It was kind of interesting, you know, you made the point about Jalen going to the bench, maybe it was tactical or whatever, but he certainly had the hot hand at that time, and when you look at his stats from last year, averaging 14.1 points, 5.1 rebound a game, and shooting 41%, that makes him a dangerous scorer.
The Eagles leaving Fletcher on the bench as we start the second quarter. They come out backcourt of Matthew and Lasker, front court of Marcel, Mitchell and Williams. I can just say Williams this year, Dave, because there's no Kyle Williams and no Jamal Williams, so we've only got one Williams.
Not even a Williams coach anymore at London Royals, right?
That's right. Lloyd Gardner, the man in charge down there at City Royals, who signed Will Saunders today, down to their list. The rumour is there'll be no Matthew Bryan Among or Ashley Hamilton this season, even though both had a 2-year contract. There's Martinovich for 2, he's missed that one. There's John Mitchell up again. I think this man could take a lot of rebounds this season.
And not only that, he takes the rebounds, and I like the way he's immediately looking to get the team in transition.
Get the pass away from Drew Lasker.
I think both these teams have been watching the way Australia play in the World Championships. I mean, Bogart's just unbelievable when he gets that ball in the high post and the movement they have off that. And that's pretty much what the Eagles are looking for there. Flash John Mitchell high, getting the ball, and everybody run trying to cut into the basket and get open spaces.
There's Marcel. Placed by Hayes. Marcel steps back, knocks down a 3.
Yeah, he was certainly comfortable doing that against the Sharks, I thought, a week ago, last Friday.
Marcel is giving Martinovich a bit of a nice play again from Jackson Cartwright. Finds Martinovich in the corner for 3. That's usually a dead ball every time, and it was there. Mike Marcel knows. Isn't that good when you see a player put his hand up straight away and say that was my fault? I shouldn't have let that happen.
Got the rotations wrong. I mean, Martinovich, am I right, London Lions before he went to Cheshire? Yeah.
Great 3-point shooter, as we all know. To say last year, I think it was 48% he finished the season on, and made 90 total, which is more than anybody else.
Yeah, and I think he was another one, wasn't he, for the Jets, who was averaging the sort of 15 points a game mark.
And he's captain, of course, this year. It's interesting again talking to Ben Thomas before the game, because you look at the likes of Martinovich and John Mitchell, both come out of second division colleges. You know, so it doesn't necessarily have to be a first division college. And of course, the legendary TJ Walker of the Eagles didn't even play NCAA, he played NAIA. Yeah. And look how good he was in this league. So, but having said that, interesting college that John Mitchell went to, Virginia Union, was it Virginia Union NCAA Division 2, but it spawned Charles Oakley and Ben Wallace, so it's a pretty good pedigree.
Yeah, two good big guys there, of course, Charles Barkley in particular. But I mean, you go back to Cheshire, they had an NAIA player who was league MVP one year. So sometimes, you know, some of the Division 1 players are accustomed to role play. A lot of these Division 2 players have more flexibility about the way they develop their all-round game.
It's always one of the big things, isn't it, coming into a new season to see the new players in the league and where they've come from. And, you know, obviously everybody hopes they're going to, you wouldn't have signed them if they, but we'll have to wait and see. There's Kai Williams for 2, he's missed that, but John Mitchell gets the rebound. Back to Matthew, back to Fletcher, who's come back on the court for Lasker. Fletcher's driving to the basket. Nice hands from Jackson Cartwright, but the ball goes dead. It's Eagles' ball. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. 8:27 left in the first half. Eagles lead 31-24. Fletcher with the inbound. All the way back to Mitchell. Gives it to Morcell, sets the screen. Morcell shoots the three. That one's off. Good rebound by Jalen Hayes.
Yeah, I thought the Phoenix protected the basket well there. Everybody was taking the box out responsibilities.
Sayers wraps it round to Latinovic for three, and in it goes again.
It's like in that spot, Jeff. It fades nicely as the ball's played on the opposite side of the floor. He fades nice to that left-hand corner. Two good looks he's made from there.
Fletcher tries to, wow. Fletcher tried to answer it with a long three. It missed, but that man Mitchell powers in for the rebound and drops it in for 2 points. Eagles lead by 6 at 33-27. That's just a little bit too far this time from Jackson Cartwright. Jalen Hayes fails to collect in the Eagles ball end line. Fletcher brings it forward for the Eagles. 7:30 to go.
Looks like we're going for this same play again. Double screen on the weak side. Shuffle double, Jeff.
Well, leave that technical things to you. They've got Kai Williams wide open for a three, which rolled all the way around the basket, almost went down and came back out. Nice play by the Eagles. Here's Sayers for three. He can shoot the ball as well from that distance. Mitchell's battling in there for a rebound. Morcell gets on the floor. He finds Mitchell. Mitchell finds Matthew. Break the break. Nice work by the Eagles defensively. Mike Morcell wants the floor wiped. Might be himself, someone made it do.
To me at the moment, thinking particularly of Mitchell, he's playing a big part in the points that are coming from transition. I'll leave all this, working out of how many points in transition to you, but he's clearly going to be a factor in helping the Eagles run transition, which is something they've always been good at over the years.
Morcell takes a seat when the four comes on. Starts again, the ball in the hands of Jackson Cartwright. Almost saved the voice when Cheshire come forward. The ball is in the everybody else's hands at the start. It's found Hayes finds Oshabira inside. He goes hard to the basket. John Mitchell just stands up, swats it away, and then just gives him the old Jofra Archer stare. Boy, he looks as if he's going to be a character. Here's Hayes looking for a three-point shot. Gives it to Latinovic, who goes for the three. That's the first one he missed. Mitchell's up there again for another rebound. Fletcher going to attack the basket. He goes in hard, scoops it in, left hand off the glass. In it goes from Ramon Fletcher, and Eagles lead by 10 at 37-27.
Well, if we had the opportunity to run highlights at half time, that would end up being number one.
Just picked his way through it and drove it.
Euro stepped round everybody, didn't he?
Just hoping BBC weren't watching that tape, because otherwise it might be getting even better Strictly Come Dancing the way we went through it. And once again, John Mitchell going for the swap. This time hits the point guard instead. That'll be his second foul. He might need to just learn that he can't block every single shot he faces. So here's McRae, Montel McRae. Cheshire's new big guy, 6'10". He's coming on to replace Ocherubia. Louis Sayers also comes off, and Lufadeju's back on. Mike Morcell comes back on for John Mitchell. Picked up his second foul.
Yeah, I think that
if you can hear us out, in fact, if I was quiet, you would hear the crowd. The crowd definitely warm to John Mitchell.
I think he's earned it. I think he's been combative in defence, cleaned up the boards, he's playing his part in the offence. He looks as though he's picking up what his role is in the offence. He gets the basket, he's hungry for offensive rebounds, and I'm particularly impressed with the way he's played his part in Eagles transition.
Jackson Cartwright, this is the first one from the free throw line. This is the second one, and Mike Morcell picks the ball off the hoop, and Eddie Matthew almost made it to the other end. Looking for the quarterback pass from Ramon Fletcher, but Ramon Fletcher is stolen by Latinovic.
To me, that's the second time he's used quick feet, got his hand in that pass.
Oh, wow!
Take the ball off Fletcher.
What a play from Morcell as Jalen Hayes went to the basket. Mike Morcell picked his pocket. Here's Eddie Matthew. Gives it back to Kai Williams. Finds Fletcher on the wing. Fletcher for 3, and in it goes. Eagles up 40-27, and that's a timeout for Cheshire. And I think what Dave's probably going to pick out, and if I'm wrong, do forgive me, is the Eagles' defence.
Yeah, I think still causing Cheshire problems, all they are starting to get to grips with the way that they should be handling it. I think they do it better with Chiribo on, but we obviously have to give the new guys time. But that last play, I mean, 2 plays stand out for me in this quarter. One is that amazing move by Fletcher, almost like he Euro stepped through the entire team. But I'll tell you what, in that last play there, if you could give it, both Eddie Matthews and Kai Williams deserve assists for the way they swung that ball round for the wide open Fletcher.
Yeah, Mike Marcel had spilled the ball, and Matthew managed to pick it up and just got it. It wasn't an easy pass to Kai Williams, and Kai Williams spotted Fletcher on the wing, and Fletcher knocked down the 3, and that's taken Fletcher to 15 points personal already in this game. Jump for Eddie Matthews tonight as well, Dave. Not used to getting a lot of minutes. He's going to play a lot of minutes tonight.
Yeah, I see. Just you're looking at your laptop there. Almost 7 minutes, and Kai coming off the bench for 7 minutes as well. So 7 out of the 8 players already played tonight. They've already registered minutes. Good rotation by Coach McLeod.
Hughes Hayes driving to the basket, misses that, but that's a good rebounder by Martinovich, and he manages to make the shot over Darius Defoe.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Phoenix back within 11 at 40-29. We're halfway through the second quarter.
What Montel McRae showed there was an enormous first step going to his left.
Turn around, jump shot from the free throw line over Hayes. 2 points for Darius Defoe. Takes him up to 8.
11 or 13-point lead now, is just showing how the Eagles are establishing superiority in this quarter.
Nice cut there from Jackson Cartwright, but Martinovich didn't see him. Rufadio's going to drive hard at Eddie Matthew, and that's the shot that's not going anywhere. And that's the Eagles. Marcel got up for the rebound and battled hard, and Cheshire put the ball out. Eagles get the ball at the end line. Lucia comes back on. Back in from Montel McRae. You see Montel McRae being used tonight, just used to spell people by the looks of things.
Oh, that was interesting. I thought the way he faked his drive to the basket was really impressive. His finish wasn't as impressive, but it was still a good move.
Marcel driving hard to the basket. Can't make the shot though. Sayers comes up with a rebound. He gives it to Lufadeju. He was a little bit slow getting back on defence, but back now. Lufadeju brings the ball back out. It isn't Defoe battling underneath. Lufadeju, nice cut from Cartwright. Jackson Cartwright, great cut past Ramon Fletcher, who went to sleep a little bit there. Raised it in for 2.
No, sooner as you raised the point about how the Eagles defence is dominating this game, they've kind of switched off a little bit. That was an easy cut to the basket. That hasn't been there before, that play.
Back at the other end, though, Ramon Fletcher with a nice assist to Eddie Matthews standing in the corner and knocks down the 3. Matthew up to 5 points here. Martinovich coming off the screen, can't make the 2. Flicked back by Hughes, but Matthews there to clean up. Marcel finds Fletcher. Fletcher finds Defoe. Defoe back to Fletcher. Whoa, that was nice. That was very nice. Lovely passing there by the Eagles. The ball laid in by Ramon Fletcher from Darius Defoe's pass. Eagles up by 16. It's 47-31. Coach Thomas hasn't got another timeout now. He's got to play the last 3 minutes without a timeout. Notice that the Eagles haven't taken one so far.
I'm talking about taking, I think that's Parker Jackson Cartwright's first outside shot, isn't it?
Just about right. Here's Fletcher going at the other end. In for 2 again.
You know, back to the previous offense. I think what Spain highlighted in that World Championship final was how important the give and go is. Rubio in particular, I thought was absolutely fantastic at running the give and go. And that was such an easy move from Darius to Fletcher. And there you had another one. this time at the Cheshire end, but not with the same result because he blew the easy layup.
Kai Williams taking the rebound, and Eagles at the other end. Mike Marcel going strong to the basket. In it goes again, 2 more points. Eagles up to 49 to 31. Sorry, 51-31. Eagles exploded in this half offensively. Mike Marcel fell asleep a little bit there from the pass from Sayers, was into Hayes. Hayes lays it in for 2. 2 minutes to go in the half. There's Marcel playing the point now. He finds Matthew. He turns the corner the other way. Nice move by Eddie Matthew. 2 nice moves. Kai Williams. Darius Defoe. Ron Fletcher. Oh, how on earth did he go through 2 people?
That's called splitting the screen.
Wow, that was fantastic. Foul on Jackson Cartwright. Is it Cartwright Jackson? I got that right eventually. Jackson Cartwright. He takes the break, and Joe Campbell on for the first time. Young English point guard who's been in the States.
We're all entitled to these little name slips. I mean, I now know for certain it's John Mitchell and not mine. I think I must have been reading somebody else's press releases.
I'm reminding myself of Eric Morton when I'm getting Jackson Cartwright and Cartwright Jackson. I'm getting it right, but not necessarily in the right order. There's Matthew for 2, floats it in, can't make it. Cheshire managed to get under the basket and clean it up. Here's Campbell pushing it forward. He is a point guard, he is supposed to be the backup point guard, so see him for the first time tonight in that role. Gives it a look at Deju. Jalen Hayes thought about the 3, but Darius Defoe got a hand on very quickly. But puts it up now, and that's short. Darius Defoe is able to pick the rebound up. Ramon Fletcher dances around Hayes, tries to find Kai Williams. That was a slack pass from Fletcher. Eagles short on defense here. Here's Matinovich. He finds another Deju, 2 points, and I think the Eagles will take a timeout this time. Timeout with 58.8 to go, and they lead 51 to 35.
You'd wonder maybe why Coach McCall would want to call a timeout with less than a minute to go, and you're 16 up. But I'll tell you, one reason is he knows that the intensity is that comfortable lead equals intensity going out of the Eagles defence. That moment in time, Jeff, as you said, the Eagles defence is dominating, not been quite the same since.
Commentator's curse, yeah.
Usually good at that on the free throw line.
That's where I usually get it. Yeah. I think it's, I have to say that, I hope the listeners will indulge me a little bit here. It's such a proud moment for me to see in the crowd coaching the Eagles, because me and Ian go back an awful long way. I was an assistant coach at under 18 level for 3 years. And, you know, a lot of people probably around the league have seen Ian but don't really know him. Ian's been coaching at quite a high level since he was 18-year-old. He's really earned this opportunity. And he knows very well it is an opportunity. But one thing I'll say about him, he's very confident in his own ability, very confident in his decision making, and he is very much his own man. It is really good to see. It's quite interesting to see that you got a guy who's come through the playing ranks and coaching ranks at the Eagles, and Dave Forrester, his assistant, who was just merely a fan. So it just shows how it can be done. I suppose Cheshire can say the same with Ben Thomas. He's come through the ranks as well and taken on the role, and he's done very well in that role as well. Already won the BBL Cup in his first season. Oh, great pass from Kai Williams to Darius Defoe. Darius Defoe getting free inside the paint. He rolls it in for 2. 53-35 with 40 seconds to go.
Jody Campbell did his best there, but he had no chance at all of stopping Darius kissing that in off the backboard.
10 seconds on the shot clock as Matinovich drives through, makes it 2. Very smart play on Matinovich.
Yeah, I thought he used his body there really well. You know, he got head and shoulders above Eddie, so he challenged Eddie to make the contact. Eddie did, but he was strong enough to finish off.
He leads the Cheshire scorers on 14 after that. They're up down to the last play of the game as Lasker tries to get through. He's going to go all the way to the basket, puts it up, but he can't make it. Cheshire have got 2 seconds. Campbell shoots from halfway and it hits the rim. And that's all she wrote for the first half, with the Eagles offensively 53 points against Cheshire's 37. Periods there where the Eagles really dominated, but Cheshire stuck at it and came back a little bit towards the end of the half and it's all to play for in the second half.
Yeah, I think that fully justifying the 16-point lead. I think there has been maybe a couple of runs in each quarter where Cheshire have threatened and shown what they may be able to do, but absolutely the first half belongs to the Eagles, and probably, you know, I think you have to not only congratulate Ian McLeod on the way he's prepared this team, but I think also you have to look at Ramon Fletcher's role in executing and carrying out what his coach has asked him to do.
Join us shortly, about 10-15 minutes before the second half, and we'll get some stats together for you before the start of that second half. But at the moment, at half time, it's the Eagles leading 53-37. Welcome back. 2:36 to the tip-off in the second half, and just run through some stats very quickly for you. As far as the players are concerned, Ramon Fletcher leads all scorers and leads the Eagles with 19 points, and yet he's still managed to dish out 6 assists as well. Mike Morsell has 11 points, Darius Defoe has 10 points and 4 rebounds, and John Mitchell 6 points and 6 rebounds. For the Phoenix, it's Chilo Latinovic with 14 points, Jalen Hayes with 11, and Mike Ochibero has 6 points and 4 rebounds. Just looking at the shooting stats, overall Eagles shooting at 62% and Cheshire at 44%. Eagles shooting at 66% inside the three-point arc, and Cheshire at 47% inside the three-point arc. Outside the three-point arc, Eagles shooting an incredible 57% and Cheshire at 38%. Rebounds, not much in that, 17-17. Eagles have the advantage on defensive rebounds, 13-11, where Cheshire have the advantage on offensive rebounds, 6-4. And the assists and turnovers, Eagles have 13 assists and 5 turnovers. Cheshire have 10 assists and 9 turnovers.
Well, I've been busy making notes as you covered that beautifully, Jeff, and I think obviously Fletcher's 19 points is a real standout, but I think what's an even bigger standout has been his leadership and the organisation he's brought to this Eagles outfit in the first quarter. To me, there's two huge differences between this team. I think the problems that the Eagles defence is causing the Cheshire Jets, and when you mention their scorers, my guess is most of their scorers have been coming from the outside, because the Eagles are defending the paint really well. Although Chiribo's taken some good positions, Jets really need to find, Phoenix really need to find him in those positions. But that big standout start, 44% is not bad in the BBL for shooting, but Eagles are shooting at 62%, as you quite rightly said.
Fouls, just having a quick look at the fouls. Lufa has 2 for and Jackson Cartwright has 2 for Cheshire. And on the Eagles side, Ramon Fletcher has 2, John Mitchell has 2. So again, not necessarily any problems with fouls at the moment, but 20 minutes is a long time, 2 10-minute quarters to go. Let's see how we go, and it'll be I think it'll be Eagles ball. They come out with Fletcher, Lasker, Williams, Defoe and Morsell to face Latinovic, Jackson Cartwright, Hayes, Lufa and Ocherubia.
And you can see Ben Thomas very animated right from the start. He's trying to do everything he can that Eagles don't make the start like they did in the very first quarter. Dominating. Was it 10-0 run?
Lasker finds Defoe. Defoe bounces off a couple of players. His shot is short, but Fletcher managed to get in there. Almost picked off the rebound, but couldn't quite gather it in. And that'll be a Cheshire ball at the sideline.
And Ben was probably telling them, you know, this first defence is really important, and they did absolutely everything right there. And Oshiribo really forced a tough shot out of Darius.
So already a better start for Cheshire. Let's see if they can convert on the first offence of the second half. Stinovich puts the ball in to the hands of Jackson Cartwright, and off we go.
Interesting the way they started it. They brought their offence really high to give them plenty of spaces to play behind them, and that's exactly what happened.
Jackson Cartwright for three, doesn't make it. Kai Williams takes the rebound. He finds Lasker. Lasker tries to push it forward to Fletcher, but good hands by Latinovich. Knocks that one away, deflects it. Eagles ball end sideline.
I mean, if that's a definite move by Ben Thomas to bring that offence higher, then that's a great move, because it's not easy at all for the Eagles then to overplay all the passing lanes they did. Because if they do, they're going to leave themselves wide open for backdoor cuts.
Lovely cut there from Fletcher to get to the basket for 2 points. Beautifully found by Defoe. It's usually the other way around, but Darius can certainly pass the ball. We already know Fletcher can finish. He's now 9 of 10. There's a 3-point effort from Latinovich. It's just short. Darius Defoe at the other end now picks up the rebound. Fletcher finds Morcell, but he can't gather that one in. Fumbles it off. Hayes picks it up. Deju. That's a lovely long pass. Skip past to Jackson Cartwright. Had the chance of a three, but decided to come out. He comes back to Deju to shoot the three. Interesting that Jackson Cartwright turned the shot down, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, he's clearly a point guard who thinks pass first.
And that's a foul. Drew Lasker drove to the basket. Deju picks up his third foul. And that'll be 2 shots.
Three offences by the Phoenix. The first one, they started really high, caused the Eagles all sorts of problems, had that great back to the basket. The next two, they all ran in transition, took a low position, dead easy for the Eagles to overplay everything.
As you said before, he has shot the ball 6 times, Jackson Cartwright. He hasn't made a 3 yet, but made 2 inside. Has 4 points and 4 assists. Also has 4 turnovers. Drew Lasker made the first one from the line and makes the second one from the line. Eagles off from the board first. 20-point lead is 57 to 37. Here's for 3. That one's off as well. That was a really good rebound by Deju, but he just couldn't gather it in. Got up really high to get his hands to the ball first, but just couldn't gather it in. Knocked it to the end line, and Eagles have come from the end line. Interesting that we have Drew Lasker pretty much has handled the ball so far in the second half for the Eagles. He has Morcell. He's going to drive all the way to the basket. Big elbow in, didn't make it though. Darius Defoe thought he had it, he didn't. Jackson Cartwright picks up the pieces, drives forward, lays it in for 2 points. Phoenix's first score of the half.
One thing Nick's true there is he's quick. Really quick to read that pass, quick interception, 2 steps, and he was way ahead of the Eagles defence.
Morcell's gone twice now to the basket, been blocked both times. Just needs to think about it a little bit, and that's a nice play by Felix coming down the other end, and Deju in for 2. A gap cut now to 16 points, 57 to 41. John Mitchell Wolf getting ready to come back. Morcell finds Defoe. Back out to Fletcher. Fletcher thought about the 3. Now he does launch the 3. I think there's a word which could be used here at the moment, but it's just ridiculous.
Well,
it's not another one now. It's now 10 from 11 from the field, 24 points.
Yeah, I don't think the defender could have done anything else, and I think the last thing in the world he was expected was Fletcher to put that 3 up.
Jackson Cartwright bumps into his own player. He tries his 3. It's off. Drew Lasker picks up that rebound. Almost goes out the bound, but manages to keep his feet. Mike Morcell driving straight through the middle, and that'll be a foul. Comes on big Michael Ochirubio. Let the William Marcel attacks the ball at the middle. Time on call by Ben Thomas. Not happy with what he's seen. 6:29 to go in the third quarter. Eagles lead 60-41.
Well, he's got a bit of a dilemma, hasn't he, Jeff? His first offense was good. Everybody stayed high, giving themselves lots of room to play behind the Eagles' defense, which makes it very difficult for the Eagles to overplay the passing lanes. And then every other offensive, then they've ran somebody down the low post. But what it has done is created shooting chances, but he's got so many players who are reluctant to take them.
19 points to make up in 16.5 minutes. It's going to be a tall order for Phoenix, but as we know in basketball, things can change around very, very quickly.
Well, I think for this game to change very quickly, I mean, we saw Jalen Hayes and Latinovic knocking down threes. They're going to have to hit some outside shots if they're going to make this Eagles defense change the way it's playing. Again, very, very little change around the basket from the Eagles. So this is where you tell me how many points in the paint Cheshire have got.
Well, I should tell you, it's not a lot, to be honest, Dave.
No, I don't think so.
Eagles have 30 points in the paint.
Yeah.
Cheshire, well, have 24, but, you know.
It's not bad out of 41.
Substitution coming in for the Eagles at any minute, but it's John Richards coming on for Mike Marcel, but Marcel's actually taking 2 shots from the line. It's the first one.
I saw just what I've seen there. He looked at the Eagles bench while Mike Marcel was setting up for his second shot. A lot of conversations going on between Coach McLeod and Lamont Fletcher, which was pretty much what was happening pre-season.
So makes 2 from 2 and he takes a seat. It's a way to go out. I've been saying this a lot this year, Dave, but I don't think I'd like to beat John Richards down the back, the dark back eye. He's a huge body. Look at them shorts, Dennis Rodman style. Come to work. Yes, Jackson
all players these days are going for the shorter shorts.
Mitchell's in there, stealing the ball. First contribution. Raise it off to Fletcher. Fletcher goes for the 3. That one's missed. Alaska almost gets it, but Jalen Hayes does really well above him. Picks it off, gives it to Lufadeju.
Nice play.
Nice play. Really nice play by Lufadeju. Finds Ochirubio inside, and he goes by Mike for 2 points.
I think that was an instinct play there by Lapadescu, in that he knew he was being pushed away from the basket, but I think he also, his instincts told him he would have a trailer. What a perfect pass.
Eddie Matthews come back in the game. Stolen there by Lufadeju. Marius Defoe tries to get back, but 2 quick backwards baskets by Lufadeju. Eddie Matthews had the ball stolen from him there. With a turnover from the Eagles, obviously Matthews come on for Ramon Fletcher to give Fletcher a break. I think McLeod's decided we'll give him a bit more of a break by taking a timeout.
Just a little bit of misunderstanding there between Darius and Eddie Matthews. 2 counts. One is the first play before that. He's used to playing with Fletcher more when he's out in the high position. He was expecting the pick and roll from Eddie, but Eddie was expecting the back foot to basket from Darius. So that was that one there. And clearly, Eddie had a good chance to make that back foot, but nobody filled his spot, which Darius was assuming would happen. And that's why he threw the ball away.
Just to see whether Fletcher comes straight back. Not really any foul trouble now. He's 15 minutes, only on 2 fouls.
I these shoes, Jeff, when you're playing switching defence, if somebody makes a great back up the basket, the easiest spot that's always open is the one they've just left. And nobody moved at all to fill that spot that Eddie Matthews has left, which Darius would assume would happen because Eddie was overplayed going to the basket, and not only overplayed, he was double teamed.
Interesting move it is. Fletcher has come back on, but it's not in place of Matthews. Matthews stays on, and I think it's Kai Williams on as well. It's Darius Defoe who's taken the seat. So Coach McLeod obviously wanting to give Matthews some court time here with the Eagles leading by 17. The Eagles with a 3-guard rotation. Cartwright, Sears,
Eddie Matthews played some tough D out there on the Tinovich. Look at him.
Yeah, Jalen Hayes. And the Eagles once again, good rebound, very good defence, comes up the steal. Fletcher to Mitchell. Mitchell lays it in for 2. Big man can get across the floor as well, Dave.
Yeah.
Nice pass from Fletcher.
See Ben Thomas shaking his head. He's already drawing up Monday's practice about not losing your man when he cuts the
That
basket.
was a nice cut from Cartwright. Cartwright, like Tinovich can't make the shot, and Mitchell takes the rebound. Lasker at the other end already. Shaking and making against Jackson Cartwright. Back out to Mitchell. And Mitchell's going to shoot a 3 now. Knocks down a 3. I think we have a new cult hero in town here.
Probably saying to the crowd, I didn't take too many of those in my college career, but I'm going to have a go here.
Oh, and he's blocked the shot at the other end now. And he's at the other end. Fletcher finds Lasker in the corner for 3. And that's a fantastic bit of play by the Eagles. All sparked by big John Mitchell and Ramon Fletcher picking the passes. Eagles lead 70-45 now, and this is really encouraging for Newcastle Eagles at the moment. A nice backdoor cut from Jackson Cartwright, but this time it's Kai Williams. I'll ask you about Kai Williams in a second, Dave. He's going to shoot a 3 here, which might, and it's got in. And that has to be a timeout. It had to be a timeout. 73-45, and Kai Williams, thank you very much, knocks down a 3, and that's actually his first points of the game. But I was going to ask you what he thought about his role for the Eagles today.
Well, I was preparing the answer. Yeah. He can shoot the 3, which makes him a very difficult player to guard. But he's also, I noticed pre-season, was working quite a little bit in the 5 spot, and maybe a little bit of contribution inside as well. I just think that he needs to be comfortable with the role he's playing here. He knows he can knock down the 3. A bit more aggression, perhaps.
He has 5 rebounds and 3 assists as well. I was just thinking, for me, it's just like he's one of those players, probably a little bit like Nick Schlitzer in some respects, who you don't always notice. We know he can get open, but in this team, perhaps he doesn't need to. I mean, looking at the Eagles now, 73-45 ahead. They have 4 players in double figures. Fletcher has 24, Morcell has 13, Mitchell has 11, Defoe has 10, and Lasker has 7. And Fletcher's also got 10 assists, so there's the first double-double of the season. Mitchell looking for 3 more rebounds to record a double-double of his own.
I mean, with this comfortable lead, Jeff, I think it'd probably be useful if you know what the format is. So 2 pools of 6 in the BBL Cup. They all play each other home and away.
That's right.
And points scored mean anything, because obviously this is a really comfortable lead.
Well, I think it would only count if it's a tie, because I think it's a top 2 in each group.
So only 4 progress from this pool stage.
Yeah,
right.
I think that's what it is.
That makes the pools then very important, a lot to play for. Because sometimes you have 2 pools of 6 and with the first 4 to go through.
I'm pretty sure it's just the first 4, but I might be wrong on that, Dave, to be perfectly honest. I should have looked it up, so I'm going to give myself a slap wrist for that. And there's a 3-point shot attempted by Montel McRae, who's come on. Misses that one. Matthews going to try a 3 at the other end. Oh, bounces in and out. Ramon Fletcher gets a rebound. John Mitchell lays it in for 2. Cheshire getting a bit of a pace in here. 75-45. I'm sure they didn't expect this.
Well, we were getting concerned, weren't we, with all the issues with Eagles and what have you before the game. Was this going to be Cheshire's night? But far from it.
As Lasker finds the long ball to John Mitchell. Oh, great block there by Montel McRae, but Mitchell's pulled it back. Matthew out to Lasker for 3, and Lasker knocks down another 3. Wow, this Eagles team's on fire tonight, Dave. Absolute fire, yeah. 78 to 45.
And I think Ben's obviously got to accept now that it's not going his way, and maybe he needs to have a little bit of a longer look at Montel McRae, because he's shown me a couple of interesting things. Like that, challenge the shot there is a huge first step when he fakes a guy and wants to penetrate the basket.
Nice 3 in there by Disraeli Lufidieju. Fletcher misses that one. That'll be Lufidieju's 4th foul, and Fletcher will go to the line to shoot 2. Usher Robia coming back. I think it's going to be for Lufidieju. He's on 4. No, I was wrong. It's for Jalen Hayes. To be fair, Jalen Hayes hasn't really been a factor.
No, he's didn't need points though. When you're 78-48 down with 12 minutes left in the game, you need points from somewhere, and neither him. I don't think Latinovic is producing this half as well.
Neither of them have scored in this half.
Yeah, that's a big miss for them.
Neil Gillard coming on for the first time as well as Lufidieju on 4 fouls takes a seat. So we have McRae and Ocherubio on, and I'm sure this is a lineup that Ben Thomas wanted to have a look at. Perhaps not tonight, but we've got Campbell at the point. Almost gives it away, but Louis Sayers was away to that. Great hands from Mike Morselli, picks the pocket. Fletcher back to Mitchell. I think that was going to be a look for a highlight play. John Mitchell's come out limping. And Campbell can't do anything at the other end. Mitchell looks as if he's okay though. Always a worry when you see a big fella tripling around. Marcel picking up the ball from the point this time. Looks like he's got a lot of versatility about him. Williams makes a sensible play. It's a Fletcher. There's going to be a foul somewhere. I think it's on 15. Ocherubio is battling with John Mitchell. Mike Ocherubio picks up a foul. Inline ball.
Didn't Kai miss a little bit of pre-season with a niggling injury, because he hasn't looked that mobile tonight, in all honesty.
Well, I hope Kai doesn't mind me telling the story. I won't tell the full story, but basically he was involved in a car accident, which wasn't his fault, and he very much hurt his back. It's been getting better as the time's gone by. Obviously it's enabled him to play quite a few minutes tonight, but you're right, Dave, when he went to the bench there, he looked as if he was just seizing up, perhaps a little bit stiff.
Yeah, I thought he did look fluid to his movement.
Just in case anybody's listening there, Kai, his wife and daughter were all fine after the accident, but Kai did pick up a little bit of a back injury, which is caused him to miss those games. There's McRae for a long 3, doesn't make it, air ball. It's on McRae looking for his first points of the night.
Difficult time for Ben Thomas, but really what he's got to do here is he's got to bite the bullet and let these guys play a little bit. And they've got to figure out. They've got to take the responsibility for doing the job out on the floor.
And Mitchell picked up his 3rd foul. It was offensive foul, throwing an elbow. I think it was a little bit over aggressive. There's Jackson Cartwright, and there's real speed.
This guy is quick.
Yeah, real speed. He is very, very quick, and he got down the court and through the Eagles defense very quickly indeed, laid it in for 2. Definitely got a bit of speed about him. Interesting as well, he's not wearing his eye protectors in this half game. Just picked up on that, should have noticed that before. Certainly didn't affect his vision there as he drove to the basket. There's Morselli, he turns the corner, nice pick there by he gets inside there and manages. It's not the prettiest layup in the world here, but it's effective.
Oh, it's effective, you're right. I thought that against the game against Worcester, that the guy's got the ability to get to the hoop.
Trevero sets the screen. Jackson Cartwright thought about the 3. Oh, nice play, but unfortunately can't make it. That was almost like Lamar Fletcher with the right hand.
He's reluctant to take the shot, but he's certainly shown that he's got moves, and he's certainly shown that he's quick.
Duffy, it's interesting, all the Eagles bench go to John Mitchell as if to say, like, okay, big fellow, don't worry about it, just keep going. But at the end of the third quarter, it's 82 to the Eagles, 50 to Cheshire Jets, and if I know Coach McLeod and assistant coach Forrester, it'll probably be the 50 that's impressed them more and pleased them more than the 82.
Yeah, I mean, it was evident in all pre-season games I saw and tonight that he wants to start a high line. He wants to press as much as he possibly can to try and not let them get easy ways into transition, and then try and overplay everything.
Yeah, well, it certainly seems to have worked tonight. As interesting as we were talking there, Jim, I was looking at the Eagles bench, and that looks a very, very sore Kai Williams to me. It took him an awful long time to put his shooting shirt on. He's got a towel wrapped around his head and he's stretching himself out. Hopefully it's just seized up a little bit. The physio can get magic fingers working, and we'll Kai will be able to be fit enough for Sunday, because I doubt whether Nick Schlitzer or Rodney Glasgow are going to make that game either, because with just a day in between this game and that one, I can't see any paperwork coming through. Meanwhile, Ben Thomas and his assistant James Price. Nice to see James back in the BBL this year after a year's hiatus. But they don't look particularly happy, and with good reason. Obviously trying to work a few things out. Gillard has stayed on the court. Jackson Cartwright, Ocho Rubio, Latinovic and Louis Sears. Eagles send out Matthew, Fletcher, Mitchell, Defoe and Morsell. Cheshire get us underway in the final quarter of the first game of the season. Finds Gillard in the corner. Gillard thought about the two, but made a nice move inside there and knocks in the two. That was a very nice bit of play from Neil Gillard.
Good fake and a really good step back as well.
Former England Youth International. Fletcher back out to Morsell for three. That one's hit the front of the rim, missed it. Osher Rubio takes a rebound. There's Jackson Cartwright. Wraps it round, out to Sears for three, that one's missed. Jackson Cartwright very active there, picks up the rebound. Latinovic thought about the three, Mitchell faded him out. Mitchell picks up the rebound off Latinovic's 2-point miss. Gives the ball to Matthew. This is where McLeod wants Matthew to be a bit more, not so much aggressive, but assertive, I think, is the word with the ball. Not necessarily look to give it straight out.
Well, it's a golden opportunity for him, isn't it, with selection issues that the Eagles have had for tonight.
It's a foul by Gillard.
You're right, I don't see how administratively that they're going to be able to change things between now and Sunday, so this is, I guess, pretty much the lineup you're looking at on Sunday, so probably getting Eddie a lot of minutes tonight is important, and I think obviously getting the physio working on Kai Williams is going to be important as well for Sunday.
Just a four, blocked by Ocho, nice block. Fletcher almost retrieves it, but Latinovic cleans up, gets the ball, comes away. He's going to thought about the three, crashed straight into Mike Morsell and lost the ball. What a great pass from Darius Defoe to Ramon Fletcher. Ramon Fletcher gets away and he goes. Good defensive work by Mike Morsell, set that up. Back from Phoenix with Jackson Cartwright. Showed a lot of promise. Jackson Cartwright is going to shoot the three. That one's just off the rim. Bounces out the bound, but Latinovic almost saved it, but Darius Defoe was in there to pick off Latinovic's save. Fletcher into Morsell. Morsell flicks it wide to Matthew. Matthew for three, and it goes. Eagles aren't missing much tonight.
No.
Move to 87-52.
So where are we at with shooting percentages at the moment, Jeff?
Before that one went in, the Eagles were still shooting 56% from three-point line. Oh, Mike Morsell comes from nowhere to block Latinovic. Oh, and Eddie Matthews, turned on a bit of style there. Dancing round the player in a big layup, and that's got the whole of the Eagles bench up. Wow, that was some play from Eddie Matthews.
Yeah, that ain't your highlight reel.
Yeah. That actually might take Eddie Matthews to double figures as well. Osher Rubio replies with two at the other end.
All bad news for Cheshire. You know, he's finding his little role there, playing his pick and rolls with Parker Jackson Cartwright, and he's showed us some moves, hasn't he? Some speed in this quarter.
He's just stole a ball there from one Fletcher, who manages to get it winded back and get round. Oh, that was a circus shot.
Yeah.
That definitely was. It didn't go in either. Jackson Cartwright at the other end. That's a foul by Mike Wilson.
Is Parker Jackson Cartwright straight
I think
out?
if he is giving him a technical for that, and he has, I think that's an extremely tough technical.
Who's got the technical?
Mike Morsell, I think, got a technical. He did say something to the referee, but then acknowledged the fact that it was his foul and clapped his hands, and referees decided that's going to be a technical foul on Mike Morsell.
After the days of warning.
Yeah.
Maybe he'd already given him one, obviously, how do we know? So in terms of the guard that Cheshire's got, he's shown us some good things. Is he straight out of school? Has he played professionally before?
No, this is his first professional.
So he's probably starting to relish things a little bit more in the second half, a little bit of freedom to play, and he's shown us some really good stuff in transition.
Yes, he looks a very, very competent point guard. Once the team gel together, he's definitely going to see an awful lot of the ball. We can see that.
Look at leadership. Look, he's telling our teammates what to do, where to go. Don't forget your own role, though. Parker, don't forget your own role.
Long way out. Knocks that three down.
Now he's either red hot or stone cold.
Yeah, he was a long way out there. That was NBA range three. Point guard Darius Defoe brings the ball forward. There's Eddie Matthew charging to the basket again. This time finds Morsell, but Morsell just took a step out of bounds. Just a little bit of a lull in the game, I think, as far as the Eagles are concerned here. They put a lot into this game. Lead by 89 to 58.
There's a chance then for you just to maybe cover one thing that we haven't covered tonight. And obviously you've talked about Sunday, the issues have got to resolve. And I noticed from your notes the Eagles have signed a Frenchman for the first time ever.
Yep.
And I guess what's going to be really important to them is to know when he's going to be able to take to the floor.
Well, I think I did manage to talk to Coach McLeod earlier in the week, and Sadie's been doing light training, so I'm hoping to have him back for next Friday. And of course, as you just mentioned, but he's also another big guy, 6'10".
Yeah.
Interesting photo shoot on Monday where the big guys, Mitchell, Hussein and Defoe, were all taken. They got a photograph taken together, and Darius was actually the smallest of the three. But big in the paint, though, Darius.
Knows what to do with his size, doesn't he? He knows how to use his body.
Knocks them 2 points down, takes Eagles to 91.
So next Friday's Glasgow Rocks again, so it's Rocks back to back.
It is, yeah, back to back. So 2 very important games in the group stages.
How's their roster looking?
I think Rocks look like they've got a pretty good roster as well, and obviously the coach that they've got, the Frenchman, is it's his team. He's recruited it, whereas last year he took over a team where it wasn't his team. So
didn't take him too long though to make his mark, did it?
Yeah, I think the problem they have is once again it's a permit issue. Devontae Payne, who he signed from Plymouth Raiders, hasn't been able to get his visa sorted out, and he may well miss Sunday's game, so they could be a player down. But they've also signed a Frenchman. His name, escapes me just at the moment. I was going to look it up, but the game's going on. Campbell knocks down 2 for Cheshire, and he got MVP of the Cheshire tournament last weekend, so he made a very good start. 6 for the Frenchman.
Well, I think Campbell and Gillard are both putting a few useful hits in for the Phoenix here.
Mitchell finds Morsell driving inside. Morsell lays it in for 2. John Mitchell looks as if he's tiring a little bit there. Still managed to get back. Jackson Cartwright.
This guy doesn't look as though he's tiring at all, does he?
Yeah, absolutely. And neither is that guy, Darius Defoe, either. I think you're right about Jackson Cartwright. I think he's going to be a really good player in this team. We talked about people who didn't untire, and there's the veteran Darius Defoe, who turns 35 this year. There's a timeout call, I think, by the Eagles, yeah. Probably as much to give the players a bit of rest, 5:10 to go. Just have a quick look at some of the scorers here. Well, we have Ramon Fletcher, 28 points and 11 assists. We have Mike Morsell, 15 points. John Mitchell has got his double-double, 13 points and 10 rebounds. Eddie Matthew with 10 points. Darius Defoe, 12 points and 6 rebounds. Andrew Lasker with 10 points as well. So the Eagles, of the 7 players who played, 6 of them are in double figures. For Cheshire, Martinovich leads all scorers for them with 15 points. Jalen Hayes has 11. Ocherubio has 10. Lufadejo has 9. Cartwright Jackson has 6 assists as well and 4 rebounds. Like Ocherubio has 6 rebounds. Just looking at the scores around the other games. Possibly answering one of those questions there, Dave. Rocks have taken the victory in Manchester by 96 points to 80. That's a very impressive first run out with Greg Pryor. They're getting 24 points. Eli Pepper, the new American, 17 points.
So a comprehensive win for them. Now, obviously, one key thing there. Am I right in thinking that Achara is retired, or is that just from the national team?
Oh, he's retired.
He's retired completely.
Eddie Matthew turned around, that's going to hit the front of the rim. Here's an interesting score game way down there in Worcester. Worcester have beaten the London Lions by 92 points to 67.
Wow.
That's a really big one.
How has that come about? Worcester recruited, sorry, was it Worcester on top of that?
Fletcher is 2 in for 30 points. And we have Leicester Riders leading Sharks 73 to 54. Back to this game, 4:18 to go. Louis Sears with the ball. Eagles leading 95 to 60. Finds McRae. McRae finds Jackson Cartwright. His three's off. Marcel can't bring in the rebound, and that's an end line ball to Cheshire. Just trying to get the box scores up for anybody watching this game, but not knowing the scores elsewhere.
Sounds like Matt Newby's got things right at Worcester, at the Wolves.
Certainly has. The first night there's Louis Sears for 3, that one's off. And Fletcher can't get the rebound. Darius Defoe picks up the loose ball.
And obviously,
Matthew's going to drive at the basket, gives it back to Fletcher. Fletcher thought about driving against Jackson Cartwright, comes back out.
It's not always possible to tell things from pre-season, Jeff, but Worcester's American guard caught my eye in the friendly here, as did Sheffield Sharks' big man.
Bennett Cock for the Sheffield Sharks, yeah. Talking about Cortez Edwards. He has 16. He had 16 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists tonight. A high score.
Is he the guard?
He's the guard, yeah. The high score for Worcester was Kofi Joseph from 20, 5 of 11 from 3-point range. They also had Jordan Williams and Martin Buchanek, 13 points each.
And all those teams in the Eagles part of this competition?
That's a Southern.
That's Southern, is it? Yeah.
So London score 67 points and Brandon Peel has 30 of them, and Justin Robinson has 18 of them.
Huh.
Their new American Trent Weaver only played 10 minutes, didn't score any points. So there's obviously work to do there for London. Coach Ben Thomas has called a timeout with 3:24 to go. Eagles lead 95 to 62. $2.51 to go down in Bristol in the Southern Group, and Flyers at home are down by 4 to score, just 80 to 84, but with 2:51 to go, that could go either way. Riders look home and dry. Well, they are home and dry, 75-54 up against Sheffield Sharks. Talking about Bennett Cook, and I'm sure he's done a great deal tonight, Dave, but let's have a quick look for you. I'm saying he hasn't done a great deal. He actually has. He's had a good game, 20 and 10.
Yeah, to me, he's one of those guys who looks really well coached. I'm quite impressed with him in that game. Needs to be a little bit more selfish, I think, at times, but he's going to be interesting to watch, as is that guard from Worcester.
He scored 21 points as well for Leicester. For Sheffield.
All those who are following the Eagles. So is this guard who's sitting on the Eagles bench as well. One to watch.
Yeah. So just looking at the right scorers, Jamal Anderson 18, Josh Ward-Hibbert 17. There's Montel McRae's first points in British basketball. A nice 2-point jump shot from the charity stripe, and no more right as well for Leicester, got double figures in 14.
Well, it's taken Josh Ward-Hibbert a long time to make his mark in that Leicester team, but I think he came good towards the end of last season. I'll tell you what, there's not many players playing harder than he does in this league.
John Mitchell thought he was fouled as he went to the basket there. Eagles lead by 31, 95 to 64. Fletcher found Morsell, but that's a really nice block by Jalen Hayes. Parker Cartwright nearly there, and powers all the way, using Hayes as a cover and knocks in two. John Mitchell doesn't look too happy about things there. He gives it to Mike Morsell. 2:30 to go. Crowd a bit quiet, but I think Mitchell's going to have a foul there. I think Mitchell wanted to give a highlight reel hit here, looking to drive all the way. It was a foul, end-line ball. Fletcher discusses things with Ben Thomas now. He has got a really sort of mischievous streak in him, Ramon Fletcher. And, he's just asking Ben Thomas a couple of questions. How did he get through there? Missed the layup, and Darius Defoe was back.
Now, was that an assist, or was it just
I'd say no.
I was going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I thought it was awesome.
Campbell misses a free from the corner. Fletcher comes forward again. Eagles slowing things right down, and we'll just run 24-second offenses now. 97-66. Save some energy for Sunday. Fletcher comes inside. He's missed it too. Hasn't missed much tonight. He missed that one. All right. Jalen Hayes. Oh, he went for the dunk at first. Missed the dunk and almost spun it in for two. Darius Defoe clears up, knocks it out. Cheshire ball end line. 1:28 to go. Eagles lead 97-66. Campbell gets the rebound and knocks in a 2-point shot. So 6 points. First up. So just about minutes now, isn't it, for everybody? Yeah. Oh. Offensive foul call on Darius Defoe. Not so sure Eagles fans agree with that call.
Jordy Campbell, to me, looks quite well schooled.
Well, he came through the Leicester Academy.
Hasn't he come through the Leicester Academy situation? I thought he had.
And then he's got a hold in the States, so it's a good pick-up. That's a nice pass inside there to McRae. Probably should have took the shot first time, McRae. Trying to find Jalen Hayes instead. Darius Defoe picks that ball up again. Ramon Fletcher takes it over halfway. And Mitchell comes up, sets the screen. Fletcher and Jackson Cartwright. That's a foul from behind this time.
I think that hesitation there by McRae pretty much. I mean, the Eagles have been dominant, let's be honest. 97-68, comfortable win. They'll have got some real positives out of it. Probably a tougher task ahead of them on Sunday, but I think that Montel McRae move there highlights, he's a rookie, he's just out of school. 2-3 games from now, he should be catching and shooting that ball. That was the easiest option, and by holding the ball, he made the next one really hard option. And suddenly he's coming alive, isn't he?
He wants to shoot the three there. 25 seconds to go. 97-68. Fans on their feet. Just giving the Eagles a nice round of applause. Defoe puts it into Morsell. He'll take it over halfway, and they'll probably just run the clock down as far as they can. I can't see them taking another shot, even though they will actually run it 24 seconds out. Yeah, Morcell's just going to run the clock all the way down.
As we close it down, Coach McLeod, game one, gets the W.
There's 24 seconds, runs out, 1.9 seconds left. Cheshire will put this ball in, and surely they'll just put the ball in and do nothing else with it. Yeah, Jalen. Oh, Jalen here is going to try to shoot a three from the halfway line. But it's the Eagles who come victorious in the first BBL Cup group game in the North by 97 to 68. And that's without three players as well, who we'll see shortly: Nick Schlitzer, Rodney Glasgow Jr. and Sadie Hussein. So the Eagles have got to be well pleased with that, keeping Cheshire to 68 and scored 97 themselves, Dave.
Yeah, I think you pretty much did everything. I thought Fletcher was absolutely outstanding, totally the dominant player in the game. But I think that Coach McLeod will have been pleased with the performance of John Mitchell and Mike Marcel.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll see you next week when it's Glasgow Rocks in town. And of course, if you want to watch any more BBL basketball this weekend, tune into the YouTube channel where you can watch every game free, and you'll be able to see the Eagles playing at Glasgow on Sunday if you can't make the trip up to Scotland. So from Dave and myself, it's a very good night, and we'll leave you with a final score of Newcastle Eagles 97, Cheshire Phoenix 68.
What